Okay, so using Primo to find books, carrying on from our last video, searching for within that, you have the search options above the search bar here. And so if you needed to restart your search, you just click this library search and it will clear out everything. You can add in your keywords there. So finding books within Primo is pretty easy. What you do is type in your keywords. One thing to remember about Primo, remember how I said it likes to be Google-like? Occasionally it brings you suggestions like including climactic changes. Sometimes this is helpful, sometimes it's not. Climactic changes is not necessarily what I mean with climate change. And so you can tell it, no, that's not helpful. I just want to search climate change. And so that will change your search results. To find books within Primo, you have these refine your results menu over here on the left. And so to find books, you scroll down on this menu to resource type and you just click on books. So pretty simple, right? When you limit to books in Primo, it is going to bring you both print books that we have in the library as well as ebooks. And so if you're just scrolling down through this list, you will see both of these coming up in your search results. Books are the same, whether they are ebooks or books, they are functionally in terms of information they're providing you exactly the same. One is as good as the other. So don't think I have to have one or the other, that print books are better in terms of scholarship than ebooks. Absolutely not. Anything you're getting out of libraries resources for an ebook is fantastic scholarly research typically. And so these are things that would be acceptable for you to use. If your professor is telling you you have to have a book, the majority, like 95% of the time, they will absolutely accept an ebook. If they're telling you you have to have a print book, it's because they're wanting you to come learn how to find books physically in the building. That's the purpose of requiring a print book. It's not the information within the book is better than an ebook. However, sometimes you do want to weed these out, that you're looking specifically for ebooks, which is what you're looking for most of the time here since y'all are all distance learners now, or you're specifically, some people just prefer, I'd rather have a paper book, and so I want to see what you have in print. You limit by that under this availability option. So if you're looking just for ebooks, you can check mark this available online, and then it's only going to bring up ebooks once it thanks here. So you're seeing underneath all of these that it just says available online. If you change your mind and you want to take off that limiter, you just go back to this active filters and X out of that. And so it's going to take it away. If you're looking for things physically in the library, you're wanting to click on this held by library link. And so that's going to bring you things that we actually have in print. Excuse me. I have allergies, I promise. So you're seeing, instead of saying available online, it's saying available at the teacher resource library or available at Mary Livermore Library General Collection. So these are things that are going to be physical. If you seen an assignment, you have to find things in the general collection. That is going to be something that's going to be a print book. So most of them, they're telling you we own it at UNCP. You do see different collections like this. The biggest one to be aware of is that SOE, which stands for School of Education Teacher Resource Library. Those are things that are early readers, like board books for preschool students up through young adult fiction that we have over there. You also get educational books and curriculum materials. That library is really geared towards students who are education majors, though anyone can use it. However, if you are not an education major, a book that's going to be in the teacher resource library on climate change is not what you want for your scholarly research paper. This book here on climate change would be something if you were writing a paper about how to teach students elementary level science classes. This could be a primary example of, I'm going to use this resource. You're not doing that for most of your research. So if you're not an education major, you shouldn't be using things from the teacher resource library for your research. However, if you want to go pick up a copy of The Hunger Games, the resource library is open. Just think on that one. Most of the things you're looking for are within this Mary Livermore Library General Collection. The General Collection spans the majority of the library resources. These are books that you can freely check out that cover every subject and time period under the sun. Other collections you might see, we do have things within the reference collection, and we're going to talk more about those next week, but those are things like encyclopedias and dictionaries. You also occasionally see things within the art collection, and so that is a physical oversized collection we have on the first floor of art books. That, think of coffee table size books. These are big things that need to be on bigger shelves, so they don't fit on a regular shelf, so we have them in a special collection. We also have a general oversized collection, and you sometimes see things that are in UNCP special collections and archives. So we're using those. We have those listed in our catalog. You can use them for research, but most of it, things that are in a special collection that is in something other than general is going to be located on the first floor. How you actually find these is by looking at this call number out beside it, and we're going to talk about call numbers on Monday, so I'm going to leave that there. Learning more about this, click on the title, you get the item record, and so this is mostly what y'all have been looking at this semester that I have been passing you. So you get your bibliographic info of who wrote it up here at the top, typically the date it was published. If you scroll down towards the bottom, you get more of that information of who is the publisher, what's the city and state or city and country where it was published. Lots of times you also get a summary of what the book is about. So you would have that description on the inside of the cover, on the back of the book, you get those down at the bottom in that item information. If you wanted to save this, you're thinking, okay, this looks interesting, I want to go find it later. You have this little pen icon up in the top right corner. Click that and it will save it to your favorites. So just like I showed you in the previous video, you go log into your account, go to your favorites, that's going to be there, so you can come back and say, okay, I need to find this book, and that way you can come and find things. That is print books. Okay, next video is going to talk about ebooks.